solving a code and a quiet little riddle of how to fill the space where your shoulders should be. In this kingdom of cotton that's too large for me, I stay on my side, right on the edge of the frame, like I'm waiting for permission or a whisper of my name. But the sheets are too smooth and the pillows are flat, and there's no getting used to a silence like that. It's just a bed too big for one, a desert of fabric. When the day is all done, I'm reaching out into the freezing unknown, finding out what it means to be truly alone. I can stretch out my arms, I can take up the room, but it feels like a garden that forgot how to bloom. Yeah, the morning is coming, but the night's never done in a bed that's just way too big for one. Your scent is a ghost that's beginning to fade in the hollows and dips that the mattress has made. I try to stay still so I don't feel the air of the 6 empty feet of the you that's not there. I remember the tangle of ankles and sighs. Now I'm just staring at the wall with wide open eyes. The quilt is a weight that I can't seem to lift, while the rest of my world is starting to drift. They say that you grow, they say that you learn, but I'm just waiting for the covers to turn, for the mattress to sink with the weight of your heart, instead of this distance pulling me apart. How can a piece of furniture feel like a grave, losing the love that I couldn't quite say? Never done in a bed that's just way too big for one. I just close my eyes and pretend you're still near, but the cold on my back is the only thing here. Way too big, way too wide, just me on the edge of the side. I'm still watching, still watching. I hit the wall of a page not found. The digital silence is the loudest sound. I'm on the outside of a life I used to share, grasping at pixels that are no longer there. I know I should stop, I know I should leave, but I'm finding the loopholes just so I can grieve. Checking the status from a stranger's screen, trying to piece together what the updates mean. And I'm blocked, but I'm still watching you through a cracked window in a shade of blue, searching for a sign in a blurry background, while I'm lost in the static, never to be found. You've erased my name, you've cleared the trail, but I'm still clinging to the ghost of the rail, a silent observer of the life you're starting new. Yeah, I'm blocked, but I'm still watching you. Still watching you. Is that a new jacket? Is that a new street? Who's taking the picture? Who's making you complete? I zoom in on shadows, I study the light burning my eyes in the middle of the night. You look so much lighter without my heavy hand, while I'm sinking deeper paper ink to digital sand. I'm a phantom in your feet, a glitch in the code, a lonely traveler on a one-way road. It's a modern-day haunting, a high-tech ache, counting in every breath and every move you make. I'm a prisoner of the refresh and the scroll, while the unfollow button takes its final toll. I'm looking for a version of us that still exists, but it's vanishing like smoke and morning mist. In the static, never to be found. You've erased my name, you've cleared the trail, but I'm still clinging to the ghost of the rail, a silent observer of the life you're starting new. Yeah, I'm blocked, but I'm still watching you. Log out, shut the screen, but I still see the glow of what we used to mean. One last look before I go dark. I'm still here, waiting for a spark. Where the earth just stops, watching the light as the evening drops. I shouted your name just to hear the sound, but it's a long way up from the jagged ground. The wind is a whistle through the sun-bleached bone of a valley that's learned how to sleep alone. I'm throwing my secrets down the great divide, with nowhere left for the hurt to hide. And it's just echoes in a hollow canyon, the ghost of a forever that I used to know. I'm looking for a friend, a late night companion, but the walls only give back the seeds that I sow. My voice hits the stone and it comes back cold, like a story that's already been bought and sold. I'm screaming for mercy, but the wind is a banyan, lost in the echoes of a hollow canyon. In a rhythmic swirl, like the hem of the dress of a different girl. I remember when this was a mountain we climbed, before we ran out of breath and we ran out of time. Now the rivers are dry and the riverbeds cracked, and there isn't a map that can lead us back. I'm talking to shadows, I'm pleading with dust, trying to polish the remains of our trust. Is anyone listening on the other side, or is it just me and my fractured pride? Comes back as a gone, over and over from dusk until dawn. The deeper I look, the further you seem, like the fading tale of a fever dream. the lawnmower hum across the street while I'm staring at the place where we used to meet. The mailman waves as he walks up the drive, and I have to pretend that I'm more than alive. I check my reflection in the window pane, wiping the tracks of the morning rain. I pull the curtains back just a little bit wide, hiding the wreckage I'm keeping inside. And I'm faking a smile for the neighbors, keeping the lawn green and the windows clean, performing a part with the heaviest heart in a play where I'm the only one who knows the scene. They ask how you are, and I say, oh, just fine, while I'm slowly losing my grip on the line. It's a beautiful day, so I've been told, but I'm faking a smile just to keep out the cold. Keep out the cold. Mrs. Miller next door brought a plate of some sweets. She didn't notice the silence in the hallways and sheets. I thanked her so kindly, stood tall on the porch while my insides were burning like a low-flicked torch. I made a joke about the weather this week, praying she wouldn't see the salt on my cheek. Then I closed the front door and I turned the deadbolt, feeling the sting of the memories jolt. If they only knew the way the floorboards scream in a house that's haunted by a broken dream. If they saw the pictures face down on the floor, or the way I can't look at the space by the door. But the roses are blooming, the mailbox is painted, while the air in the kitchen is heavy and tainted. The lawn green and the windows clean, performing a part with the heaviest heart in a play where I'm the only one who knows the scene. They ask how you are, and I say, oh, just fine, while I'm slowly losing my grip on the line. It's a beautiful day, so I've been told, but I'm faking a smile just to keep out the cold. Just another day in the neighborhood, faking it. Faking it. The floorboard creaks. And then it's quiet again. I'm sitting in the dark, watching the shadows crawl, counting every crack in the plaster on the wall. I memorized the pattern of the wood grain on the floor, and the way the draft comes blowing underneath the door. The house is breathing heavy, it's restless just like me, stuck in all the places where we used to be. I try to move in silence, try to stay real still, but the ghosts of us are moving against my will. And the floorboard creaks beneath my feet like a conversation we didn't quite complete. Every step I take is a reminder of the sound of a love that's heavy, buried in the ground. It's the high-pitched whine of a heart that's torn, the sound of a house that's starting to mourn. You're gone, but the floorboard creaks. There's a spot beside the window where you used to stand, watching for the morning with the coffee in your hand. Now I avoid that corner, I walk the long way around, because I can't handle hearing that familiar sound. But the wood remembers every everywhere you stepped, and the secrets that the hallway should have kept. It's like the timbers crying out for your return, while I'm just sitting here watching the candles burn. Sometimes I think I hear you walking down the hall, coming back to tell me that you didn't mean it all. But I look up and the door is just a frame of black, and I realize that wood is the only thing that talks back. It's a symphony of lonely, a rhythm of the pain. We didn't quite complete. Every step I take is a reminder of the sound of a love that's heavy, buried in the ground. It's the high-pitched whine of a heart that's torn, the sound of a house that's starting to mourn. You're gone, but the floorboard creaks. Did you hear that? Just the house settling in, just the weight of the space you left. One step, two steps, silence. Floorboard creaks, and then it's quiet again. Porch lights on. The sun goes down behind the neighbor's pines, and I'm still here tracing all the jagged lines of a life we built and then tore apart. Now I'm just a tenant in a hollow heart. I know the math, I know the odds are thin that you'd ever think of coming back again. But my hand reaches out, it's a habit I keep before I try to find a way to fall asleep. And I'm leaving the porch light on for you, cutting a hole through the black and the blue. A little yellow beacon in the middle of the dark, hoping it might find you. Wherever you are, it's a foolish kind of fate, the desperate kind of glow, watching for a shadow that I used to know. The moths are all dancing, but I'm here alone, leaving the porch light on. Leaving the porch light on. Maybe you're halfway across the state, or maybe you're standing right outside the gate. You're checking your watch, wondering if I'm home, or if I finally learned to be on my own. The electric bill is rising, the bulb is getting dim, but I can't bring myself to give in to the whim of turning it off and admitting you're gone. So I let the white light bleed into the dawn. It's an invitation to a house that's too quiet, a peace offering after the heartbreak riot. I'm signaling SOS to the empty street, keeping the path warm for your tired feet. Even if the only thing that ever walks through is the ghost of the man I was when I had you. I'm leaving the porch light every house but mine. I'm the only star left that's trying to shine. Just in case you forgot the way, I'll leave it burning, I'll leave it on. Sleep well wherever you are. The porch lights on. The porch lights on. The battery's at 5% and the room is getting cold. But I'm traveling through a story that's already been told. A thumb against the glass, moving faster than I should. Past the bad days and the breakups, back to when we're good. I'm flying past the arguments, the silence and the pride. Watching months of distance slowly start to slide. The winter coats disappear, the leaves turn back to green. I'm chasing down the ghost of the best I've ever been. And I'm scrolling back to the start, trying to find the rhythm of a whole and happy heart. Back before the cracks, back before the no, to the very first hello of a long time ago. It's a time traveling fever in the palm of my hand. Walking through the ruins of a life we hadn't planned. Past the endings and the exits and the falling apart. I'm just scrolling back to the start. Oh, and I'm just scrolling back to the start. There's the night we stayed up late just to watch the city rain. Before I knew the sound of you calling out my name in pain. There's the photo of the coffee cups, the shadow of your hair. I can almost feel the warmth of you actually being there. Every like is a heartbeat, every comment is a spark, lighting up the corners of a room that's gone so dark. I'm looking for the moment where the light began to change, where the person in the picture started looking strange. But the higher that I go, the more it starts to sting. See, you're so oblivious to what the years would bring. We were golden, we were reckless, we were built to never break. Now I'm just a witness to every choice and each mistake. I wanna hit the pause, I wanna stay right here. In the summer of the first day, in the beauty of the year. Of a whole and happy heart. Back before the cracks, back before the no, to the very first hello of a long time ago. It's a time traveling fever in the palm of my hand. Walking through the ruins of a life we hadn't planned. Past the endings and the exits and the falling apart. I'm just scrolling back to the start. Almost there. One more swipe. There we are. See, just you starting to love me. Staring at the dial tone. about an hour ago, but I'm still holding on, watching the glow fading like the words we didn't say before you turned and walked the other way. My thumb is hovering over your name, playing this digital desperate game. The battery's dying, the signal is weak, and I'm losing the courage I need to speak. Now I'm just staring at the dial tone, a flat line ringing in a house alone, waiting for a vibration that never comes, while the static in my head just beats like drums. It's a long cold wire to a heart that's closed. 1,000 I love yous unexposed, just me in the silence, losing control, staring at the dial tone, staring at my soul. Then I hit delete. Some things are better left incomplete. I wondered if you're looking at your phone too, seeing my light and wondering what to do. Is your ringer off? Are you fast asleep? Are these the secrets that you're meant to keep? The air in this room is getting hard to breathe ever since you gave me your permission to leave. It used to be whispers until 3 a.m. Now it's just error and try again. I'm caught in a ghost, I'm chasing a spark in a sea of pixels in a room that's dark. One button away from hearing your breath. One button away from this lonely suitcase full of someday. A suitcase full of someday. I found it tucked away behind the winter coats, beneath the tangled wires and the dusty notes. The leather's cracked and faded, the latch is rusted tight, but it's heavy with the dreams we whispered in the night. I clicked the metal open and the air turned cold as I looked at all the promises we let grow old. Just a pile of empty maps and a camera full of film from a life we never lived, at the mercy of a whim. Now I'm staring at a suitcase full of someday, packed with all the places we were gonna go. Tucked between the shirts is the ghost of a runway and a ticket to a town that we'll never know. We spent our whole lives waiting for the timing to be right. Now I'm left here holding on to maybe in the light. It's a heavy kind of baggage, it's a lonely kind of way, living with a suitcase full of someday. Living with a suitcase full of someday. There's a brochure for the coast and a reservation slip for a tiny wooden cabin near the canyon's lip. I remember how you laughed while you packed your favorite dress, saying next year we'll be flying, we'll be leaving all this mess. But next year turned to 10 and the 10 turned into gone, and the Suki sat there waiting from the dusk until the dawn. Now I can't bring myself to throw a single thing away, even though the us I knew is finally gone astray. They say that travel broadens out the mind, but I'm just haunted by the world we left behind. I'm standing in the hallway, I'm ready for the flight, but I'm the only passenger heading into the night, staring at a suitcase full of someday, packed with all the places we were gonna go. Oh, tucked between the shirts is the ghost of a runway and a ticket to a town that we'll never know. We spent our whole lives waiting for the timing to be right. Now I'm left there holding on to maybe in the light. It's a heavy kind of baggage, it's a lonely kind of way, living with a suitcase full of someday. I just zip it back up, put it back on the shelf. Too many miles to travel by my own lonesome self. Just a suitcase full of someday. The sunlight's cutting patterns on the kitchen floor, in the spot where you don't dance around anymore. The kettle's whistling loud, a sharp and lonely cry, breaking up the heavy air as the cars go by. I used to wake up to the sound of your favorite station, a little bit of rhythm and some conversation. But now the dial is turned to a cold dead gray, and I can't find the music to start the day. And it's Sunday mornings without the radio, just the sound of the shadows as they come and go. No humming in the hallway, no static in the air, just the ghost of a melody that isn't there. I'm listening for a song that we used to know, but the volume is down and the fire is low. It's a different kind of quiet, a different kind of slow, on Sunday mornings without the radio. The newspaper is sitting in its plastic wrap. I'm staring at the ceiling, caught in the trap of remembering how the bass used to shake the wall while you laughed about nothing in the shower down the hall. Now the neighbor's dog is barking at the empty street, and the silence in this house is a bitter kind of sweet. I give anything for a commercial or a weather report, anything to make this long morning feel short. Without the background noise, I can hear my heart trying to figure out how to fall apart. Without the brassy horns and the upbeat soul, I'm just a broken man who's lost control. The silence is a song I don't wanna learn, watching the pages of the calendar turn. Without the with the radio. I reach for the knob, but I let it stay. I guess I'm just not ready for the music today. Just the clock on the wall, tick, tick, tick. That's the only rhythm left for Sunday morning. So quiet without the radio. Doesn't show the real scale of the way that a heart can just flicker and fail. I'm tracing the coastline, I'm measuring miles while I'm drowning in pictures of old summer smiles. It started with inches, a gap in the bed, then it grew from the things that we never quite said. Now I'm standing on one side and you're on the shore of a life that I can't even see anymore. And there's the Atlantic between our hands, a cold rising tide over white desert sands. I'm reaching for you through the salt and the spray, but you're thousands of sunsets and heartaches away. The water is deep and the current is wide. There's nowhere for a love this broken to hide. I'm losing the grip on the plans that we planned with the whole damn Atlantic between our hands. Between our hands. Phone lines are cables that lay on the floor of a dark, silent ocean that beats at the door. Your voice is a signal that's lost in the storm, while I'm shivering here, trying to keep the bed warm. I look at the moon and I wonder if you are seeing the same shade of lonely and blue, or if the horizon has pulled us so far that we've forgotten the light of the very same star. I'd build you a bridge out of every regret. I'd swim through the winter, I'd forgive and forget. The waves are too heavy, the wind is too loud, and your face is just vapor inside of a cloud. How did a kitchen, a hall, and a light become an ocean in the middle of the night? I'm reaching for you through the salt and the spray, but you're thousands of sunsets and heartaches away. The water is deep and the current is wide. There's nowhere for love this broken to hide. I'm losing the grip on the plans that we planned with the whole damn Atlantic between our hands. Wash away, wash away. Let the tide take the pain. I'm standing in the mist and the pouring rain. So far away, so deep, I can't reach you, I can't find the land. Just the Atlantic between our hands. It's just the hallway and me. I still walk soft when I pass your door, like I'm trying not to wake you anymore. But the light underneath has been dark for weeks, and the silence is the only thing that speaks. I found your coffee mug on the bottom shelf, a little piece of you I'm keeping for myself. The Dust is settling on the things we said. Now I'm just a ghost in an unmade bed, and it's just the echo of an empty hallway, the sound of a heartbeat hitting a wall. I'm still listening for your keys in the doorway, but there's no one left to catch me when I fall. Just a hollow ring where the laughter used to be, and the shadow of the girl who used to look at me. Yeah, it's a long way down this empty hallway. The floorboards creak like they're calling your name, or maybe they're just tired of feeling the same. I keep the TV loud to drown out the air, because the quiet is a weight I can't quite bear. Your coat is gone, but I see the hook like a missing page in a favorite book. I'm reaching out for a hand that isn't there, tracing your outline in the cold thin air. They say the time is supposed to heal the rift, but every second feels like a heavy lift. I'm a prisoner of the space between living and the memories of what we've been. How can four walls feel so wide and blue? How can a home feel homeless without you? It's just the echo of an empty hallway, the sound of a heartbeat hitting a wall. I'm still listening for your keys in the doorway, but there's no one left to catch me when I fall. Just a hollow ring where the laughter used to be, and the shadow of the girl who used to look at me. Yeah, it's a long way down this empty hallway. Footsteps that don't lead anywhere, just the wind or a memory of your hair. I'm still here in the echo, in the empty, just the hallway. And I pulled out of the driveway at 8:45 and instinctively reached for a hand that wasn't mine. I went to tell a joke about the song on the air, but I'm talking to the leather and the silence sitting there. The sun rises down on the right-hand side, keeping the ghost of the secrets we'd hide. I still find your hairpins in the cracks of the floor, like little jagged reminders of the closing of a door. And it's a heavy weight, this empty passenger seat, the coldest companion on a one-way street. I'm checking the mirror, but I'm looking for you in the space where the laughter and the sunlight fell through. The map still folded to the place we were going, but the wind in the window is the only thing blowing. It's a long, lonely drive when you're incomplete, staring at the ghost in the passenger seat. sugar, some cream. But then I started to know that I only need one, and the cup holder's bare, just a hollow plastic circle in the morning air. I used to complain about your feet on the dash. Now I'd give every mile, I'd give all of my cash to have your lead prints on the glass once again, instead of this rain. And where have you been? The highway is stretching like a lake in my chest, and I'm driving till the engine needs a moment of rest. But I can't pull over and I can't turn around, because every red light is a heartbreak I found. I'm a pilot without a co-pilot tonight, navigating the dark with just one headlight. The coldest companion on a one-way street. I'm checking the mirror, but I'm looking for you in the space where the laughter and the sunlight fell through. The map still folded to the place we were going, but the wind in the window is the only thing blowing. It's a long, lonely drive when you're incomplete, staring at the ghost in the passenger seat. I'll just keep the radio low and watch the markers go. I'm still reaching out, but there's nothing to hold. Just the seatbelt clicking and the air getting cold. Empty, just empty. Yours was the last name I spoke. I'm cleaning the kitchen, I'm clearing the air, trying to act like there's nobody there. I go through the motions, I pick up the keys, and I'm brought to a halt by a ghost in the breeze. I went to call out just to see if you'd heard, but I choked on the sound of a five-letter word. It hung in the room like a thick, heavy smoke, the very first sound that the silence ever broke. And yours was the last name I spoke, the one that I whispered before the heart broke. Now it's a weight that I carry in secret, a promise I made, but I couldn't quite keep it. The air in my lungs feels like it's gone cold since I let go of the only hand I could hold. Now I'm terrified of the quiet hour, 'cause yours was the last name I spoke. I've seen old friends and I stayed in the crowd. I've nodded my head when the music was loud, but I haven't said much. I've kept it all in, scared if I talk then the hurt will begin. If I say a new name, does yours disappear? Does it wash away all the time you were here? I'm holding my breath like a stone in a well, in a beautiful heaven that turned into hell. They say that the silence is golden and sweet, but it feels like a desert beneath my own feet. I'm God in the syllable, saving the breath of a love that is facing a slow, quiet death. If I never speak again, maybe you'll stay. Just a word on my lips that I won't throw Yours was the last carrying secret promise I made, but I couldn't quite keep it. The air in my lungs feels like it's gone cold since I let go of the only hand I could hold. Now I'm terrified of the quiet I woke, 'cause yours was the last name I spoke. My throat is tight and the room is so still. I wanna say it again, maybe I will, but I'll just keep it quiet, I'll just keep the peace until the memory finds its release. Your name, just your name, the last one. I'm throwing away the spare key. It's been sitting in the bowl by the front door frame, next to the mail that still carries your name. A little silver promise on a frayed blue string. Now it's just a cold and a heavy thing. I used to feel safe just knowing you had it, like love was our house and we were the habit. But the locks haven't turned in 100 nights, and I'm tired of waiting for the flickering light. So I'm throwing away the spare key, closing the door, only you and me. I'm walking to the bridge where the water runs fast, giving the metal to the ghost of the past. It's a small piece of steel, but it's heavy as lead. The last little bit of the life that we led. No more coming, no more. I'm home, just me and the deadbolt, finally alone. I'm throwing away the spare key, throwing away the spare key. I remember the day that I pressed it in your palm. The air was so still and the world was so calm. You laughed and you said, now I can't be locked out. Before we knew what goodbye was about. Now I'm checking the windows and sliding the latch, striking the fire with a single damn match. I don't wanna wonder if you're standing outside in the middle of the street where our memories died. One little click as it hits the dark stone, one little spark, and then I'm on my own. It won't open the door, it won't open your heart. It's just a sharp edge pulling us apart. I'm changing the cylinders, changing the view, making sure there's no way back in for you. That we led, no more coming, no more. I'm home, just me and the deadbolt, finally alone. I'm throwing away the spare key. Hey. There it goes, into the mud, into the deep. The secrets are mine for the keeping. The key, the house is locked, the lights are out. I'm finally sure what over is about. Goodbye to the key, goodbye to you. concrete's hot beneath my heels, but I can't feel the way the summer feels. I'm standing where the water turns to dark, right past the line, right past the safety mark. Kids are splashing at the shallow side, while I'm just looking for a place to hide. I stepped off the ledge and I didn't look back. Now the sky above is turning into black, and I'm treading water in the deep end, trying to keep my chin above the blue, counting every second like a lost friend, wondering how I'm supposed to get through. My lungs are heavy and my limbs are lead, replaying every single word you said. It's a long way down and the surface is thin. I'm treading water just to let you in. Circle out from where I sink. I've had way too much time alone to think how we used to float, how we used to glide before the current took a turn against the tide. I'm reaching for the edge, but it's out of reach, just like the simple lessons you tried to teach. The chlorine stains, or maybe it's the tears, washing away the best of all my years. They say just kick your legs and you stay afloat, but I'm a sinking stone, I'm a burning boat. The pressure's building in the quiet down here, where the heartbeat is the only thing I hear. Should I just let go? Should I just go deep, where the memories are easier to keep? My chin above the blue, counting every second like a lost friend, wondering how I'm supposed to get through. My lungs are heavy and my limbs are lead, replaying every single word you said. It's a long way down and the surface is thin. I'm treading water just to let you in. One more breath, then the bubbles rise. Slipping, yeah, I'm slipping. Just the water, just the deep, treading until I sleep. Leaning my head on the cool porcelain rim, watching the water rise up to the brim. I poured in the soap just to hide from the view of the skin that still misses the ghost touch of you. I swirl my hand in a slow, heavy arc, creating a mountain of white in the dark. But the heat's escaping, the steam's turning thin, and the world that I built is starting to cave in. And I'm just watching the bubbles disappear, one by one, like every hope and every fear. A little pop of silence, a tiny burst of blue, until there's nothing nothing left in the room but the truth of you. They shimmer for a second, then they fade into the gray, just like the forever that you took and threw away. I'm shivering now as the water turns clear, just watching the bubbles disappear. Talk until 4, our laughter echoing off of the bathroom door. And now the only sound is the drip from the tap, and the way my own heart is caught in the trap. I try to blow a handful into the air, but they shatter on the tiles and they leave me there, stripped of the armor, stripped of the pride, with nowhere left for a broken soul to hide. It's funny how something so light and so bright can vanish so fast in the middle of the night. I'm waiting for the surface to go perfectly still, but the shaking in my hands is against my own will. The foam is retreating, the warmth is all gone, and I'm still here waiting for the break of the dawn. Yeah. Disappear one by one, like every hope and every fear. A little pop of silence, a tiny burst of blue, until there's nothing left in the room but the truth of you. They shimmer for a second, then they fade into the gray, just like the forever that you took and threw. I'm shivering now as the water turns clear, just watching the bubbles disappear. There goes the last one, now it's just the water, cold and deep, and the drain is calling. But I'm not ready to sleep, just a clean slate, just an empty tub, just the silence, watching the bubbles disappear. Watching you be happy. Watching you be happy. I'm standing in the corner of a crowded room, watching the flowers of your new life bloom. You're wearing that laugh I thought belonged to me, but it looks so good on you, I have to agree. He says something low and you lean right in, a perfect little spark on your porcelain skin. And I'm holding a drink like a shield in my hand, a ghost in a world I no longer command. And it's the hardest thing I ever had to do, watching you be happy without me too. You're glowing like a lantern in the middle of the night, while I'm fading out of focus, out of mind, out of sight. I prayed for your peace, I prayed you'd find your way, but I didn't think it hurt this much to see it today. Yeah, the world is spinning steady and the sky is blue, and I'm breaking in the corner, watching you be happy. You didn't see me when you turned toward the door, and I'm thankful for the shadows on the hardwood floor. I remember the nights when you couldn't even sleep, and the promises of always that we couldn't keep. Now your eyes are wide open and the weight is all gone. You finally found the courage to step into the dawn, and I'm proud of the woman you've turned out to be. Even if that woman doesn't have a place for me, I should walk over, I should say hello, but I'm terrified the cracks in my voice will show. I'd rather be a stranger than a memory that stings. So I'll stay in the wings while your new heart sings. It's a beautiful mercy, it's a bittersweet view to see you finally whole, even if I'm splitting too. Watching you be happy, be happy. Go on and find the light. I'll just slip out the back and into the night. You didn't see me, and that's okay. I'm glad you're smiling in that beautiful way. Watching you be watching you be happy. There's trees closing and the house disappears. Just the white lines and the salt of the tears. I'm 5 miles past now, 10 miles out. Just a stranger on the road, watching from the highway. Keep driving, keep driving. Hey. The speedometer is steady at 65, but I'm barely feeling like I'm still alive. The exit sign is coming up on the right, but I stay in the lane, disappearing in the night. I know the exact mile marker where it shows that little patch of cedar where the ivy grows. And for 3 short seconds through a break in the trees, I see the roof of the place that brought me to my knees. And I'm watching your house from the highway, speeding past the life that used to be mine. I'm just a blur in the dark, heading sideways while you're inside and everything's fine. I see a lamp in the window, a glow in the hall, a tiny yellow spark through the concrete wall. I'm 100 yards away, but I'm miles out of reach. Just another lesson that the distance had to teach. Had to teach. The taillights ahead are a river of red, like all the angry words that we finally said. I wonder if you're sitting on the sofa we chose, or if you've already started to let it all close. Do you hear the hum of the tires on the grade? Do you feel the vibration of the choices we made? I wanna take the off-ramp and pull in the drive, but I know that's a ghost that won't ever survive. One sharp turn and I'll be at your door, but I'm not allowed to be that man anymore. So I grip the steering wheel until my knuckles turn white, and I keep my eyes fixed on the pale dashboard light. Passing you by at the speed of regret, trying to outrun the things I can't forget. another lesson that the distance had to teach. The trees close in and the house disappears, just the white lines and the salt of the tears. I'm 5 miles past now, 10 miles out, just a stranger on the road, watching from the highway. Keep driving, just keep driving. It still smells like you. It still smells like home. I pulled it from the back of the bottom drawer, the one I told myself I wouldn't open anymore. Oversized gray and frayed at the wrist, a cotton ghost of everything I've missed. I haven't washed it since the night you left. It's the only thing I have that hasn't felt the theft of time and distance and the words we bled. It's been months, but it's laying on my bed, and your hoodie still smells like you, like laundry smoke and that cheap perfume. It's the closest I get to holding your hand in a house built of glass and shifting sand. I wrap the sleeves around my chest, trying to give this aching heart some rest. The world says move on, but I can't move through when your hoodie still smells like you. There's a faint coffee stain near the pocket on the right. From that morning we stayed up just to see the light. I put my hands where yours used to be, hoping some of your warmth might rub off on me. But the fabric is cold and the threads are getting thin, and I'm losing the scent of the state we were in. I'm terrified of the day it fades away and you're finally gone at the end of the day. I should throw it out, I should let it go, burn the bridge and the seeds we didn't grow. But I'd rather choke on the memory of us than breathe in the air and the city dust, where you don't exist and you don't remain. I'm clinging to the threads to numb the pain. Laundry smoke and that cheap perfume. It's the closest I get to holding your hand in a house built of glass and shifting sand. I wrap the sleeves around my chest, trying to give this aching heart some rest. The world says move on, but I can't move through when your hoodie still smells like you.